Hi everybody, thank you again for joining me this week. My name is Sharon, and you may remember we've got Max back, but it's not just regular old Max, it's a new Max. It's Chicken Max. That's right. Max likes to dress up every week like you've already noticed, and this week he's dressed up as a chicken. And why, you might ask? Well, you may remember from Greeting Circle that we are talking about ducks and chickens this week. We started our big theme last week on farm animals, and last week we talked about cows and horses. This week we are talking about ducks and chickens. We sort of talked a little bit in our Greeting Circle about farms and the types of things you might see on farms. Things like fields that grow different items in, like corn and grains and wheat, and big fields full of different crops, even blueberries, even cranberries. Farms have many different kinds of plants that they will grow. But also on farms, lots of different animals. And some animals live in barns, or sleep in barns, I should say, like horses and cows, and other structures are on farms to help keep our chickens safe. And those are called chicken pens or chicken coops. And those are like raised little wooden structures, a little bit off the ground, to help keep the chickens warm and snuggly and cozy at night, and to help keep the eggs that they lay also very safe and away from other animals that might like to gobble them up. So let's hear a story about chickens in a coop with a special visitor. I'm going to set you down there, Mr. Chicken Max. Okay, this story is called Cock-a-doodle-hoo, and it is written by Mick Manning. So let's have a quick look at this fun story. One stormy night, an owl walked into a farmyard. He was cold, lost, and lonely, with no place to go. He squeezed through a hole in a shed. It was warm and cozy in there, and he fell fast asleep. Do you see what I see? In the morning, Owl woke to a nip and a pinch. He heard clucking and squawking. He was surrounded by bony feet and beady eyes. He was in a hen house. Hoo, hoo, the owl squawked. But the chickens were all recognizing he's not a hen. Oh my! Can he peck like a rooster? Can he scratch like a rooster? Can he cock-a-doodle-doo like a rooster? The hens said no. No pecking, no scratching, and no cock-a-doodle-doodling. I think little Owl's a little bit lost. Hoo, hoo, cried Owl sadly. He liked the warm, cozy hen house and the yard dappled with spring sunshine. The speckled hen put her bony wings around him. I'll teach you how to be a rooster, she clucked. Aw, she's looking out to protect that little owl. And she did. Owl learned how to march up and down, guard the hen house, and puff out his feathers. He was doing very well. So he was learning how to be a rooster. And a rooster is like a daddy chicken, protecting all the mummy chickens, the hens. Until the other hens said, "Try and cock-a-doodle-doo." Owl tried very hard. He tried his best, but he was an owl after all. and he just hooted like an owl. Hoo, hoo, hoo. The other hens were not impressed. They were not very happy with the owl. Owl got angry. He'd had enough. He was hungry and fed up with the silly hens, so he said, "I'm not an owl," or pardon me, "I'm an owl, not a fowl. Owls aren't hens. We hoot in the moonlight. We don't peck corn. We catch things. We catch, we catch." Oh my goodness. "Rats!" squawked a hen, peering into the hen house. A rat is in our hen house." Oh dear, I wonder if the owl can help. The owl was, pardon me, I'm making a couple mistakes. Silly Sharon. Let's take a deep breath. Blow out. Okay, let's try one more time. The rat was taking eggs, eating the corn, and chasing the chicks. When Owl heard this, he pricked up his ear tufts, flexed his sharp claws, and stretched his soft wings. Then, landing silently as a floating feather, he flew across the hen house. And he caught the rat. They fussed around Owl in a flurry of feathers and clucks. And Owl puffed out his chest with a swagger and shouted, "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" And they were all very proud of him. Our special rooster, our hero, our rat-catching owl, our beautiful goggle-eyed rooster. So they were very happy that Owl was there to save the chicken coop from the rats. So he was supported to fit in. He had a chicken that took him under her wing to help guide him. And that's what nice friends do. That's what kind friends do. That's what we need to do for each other in our classrooms, at school, is help each other out. And at home too. Let's just have a look at a couple of photos that we've got. Since we're talking about ducks and chickens, the first photo I have here, that's a duck. And you can see that ducks waddle on the ground, don't they? They have webbed feet. Have a look at their feet. Their webbed feet stretches out and forms paddles for them to swim really well in. And look at the duck's mouth. That's called a bill. Ducks use their bills to scoop up food in the water. They like to eat bugs and small fish and grass and plants. And guess what a baby duck is called? A duckling. So I'm going to show you the other photo of the chicken. Couple photos of a chicken. So a chicken can fly, but a chicken can also walk. And look at feathers covering its entire body. And guess what they like to eat? Plants and worms and insects and grains and seeds and even snails. They like to eat snails. They use their beaks to peck at the food and pick it up. So that's a little bit different than ducks. Ducks scoop up water in their long bills and then get the food out of the water. But chickens, if you remember from Greeting Circle, they take their bony feet, and I've got another picture here to show you as well. They take their bony feet and scratch the ground, and then they peck what they found out of the ground. So this is a little red hen, and this is the chicken. And you can see They've got something special on their heads that we talked about at Greeting Circle. Do you remember what that name was? That red on top, that's a crown. That's a crown. And that hanging red thing under its beak is its wattle. Crown and wattle. So those are very special characteristics about a chicken. Should we do the signs for a chicken and a duck, Max? I think you might remember the sign for duck. Remember it went like this? That's because of its big duck bill, right? Now the sign for chicken is similar to what a chicken does. So it scratches the ground to find food for it to peck. That's right. Good job. Good job. Okay, we have a little song to share with you today, and I'm just going to get my puppets out here. Okay, are you ready, Max? Do you remember what the name of the song is? You tell me if you remember. Yeah, that's right. Okay, it's five little yellow ducks. Are you ready? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to spread them out here so that we can keep track. And I want you to imagine these 5 ducks are on the shore of a duck pond. Okay? A squishy, wet shore of the duck pond, just looking out over the pond, wondering what's underneath the water that they could swim to and gobble up with their duck bills. So let's listen to this song, and maybe you can help sing it with me at home once it catches on. So it goes, 5 little yellow ducks sat on some squishy muck, dreaming about the lovely pond. Quack, quack. One waddled into the pool, where it was nice and cool. Now there are 4 little yellow ducks. Cluck, pardon me, quack, quack. They're ducks, they're not chickens. 4 little yellow ducks sat on some squishy muck, dreaming about the lovely pond. Oh my! One waddled into the pool, where it was nice and cool. Now there are, how many? 3 little yellow ducks. Quack, quack. 3 little yellow ducks sat on some squishy muck, dreaming about the lovely pond. Oh my! One waddled into the pool, where it was nice and cool. Now there are 2 little yellow ducks. Cluck, cluck. 2 little yellow ducks sat on some squishy muck, dreaming about the lovely pond. Oh my! One jumped into the pool, where it was nice and cool. Now there is 1 little yellow duck. Cluck, quack, quack. 1 little yellow duck sat on some squishy muck, dreaming about the lovely pond. Oh my! He waddled into the pool, where it was nice and cool. Now there are no little yellow ducks. Quack, quack. They're all off floating and paddling and diving down into the water, collecting those bugs and those plants and gobbling up what they can in their bills to have for their lunch and dinner and even their breakfast. Okay, so let's say goodbye to the ducks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bye-bye, little yellow ducks. Okay. What do you say, Max? Should we sing our goodbye song? We'll sing our goodbye song. Okay. We waddle and say goodbye. We waddle and say goodbye. With our friends the little ducks, we waddle and say goodbye. We peck and say goodbye. We peck and say goodbye. With our friends the chickens, we peck and say goodbye. We wave and say goodbye. We wave and say goodbye. With Max and all of you, we wave and say goodbye. Bye for now, friends. We will see you next time. Thank you for joining me.